little cats? Come on into the Cat and Tree Studio. Together, let's set foot in the mind of an adult. Are you ready to hop in?
Sitting up here in this tree, you have me, Jayu.
And me, Bora.
Quick reminder, little cats, topics discussed in this podcast are simply opinions and suggestions of the host, hoping for it to help others.
What's up, little cats? It's us again. You don't have a choice because it's just us, by the name itself, as in the introduction. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Whalien 52. That's the title of our episode. Now, if you can see, it's kind of strange. What is Whalien 52? For some of you, you might know what this means. But for most, perhaps it's kind of like a little big question mark. A little big question mark? It's a big question mark. Like, you got confused, right? Me too. Okay. Now, of course, our resident teacher right here is going to explain what Whalien 52 means.
Okay.
So, what's your name again? Jayu.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry. Okay. What is Whalien 52?
Okay, so Whalien 52 was inspired from the BTS song Whalien 52. We chose this title because it's actually about a whale, a 52 hertz whale that is a very rare species. So if you haven't heard of it, the frequency of the sound that it makes is just 52 hertz. So that's why normal species of whales couldn't understand or couldn't hear them. Like no matter how much they cry, no matter how much they make sound for help, no one could hear them unless it's also a 52 hertz whale.
Yep.
Yes. But like what I said, they are very rare. Yes.
So just imagine them crying for help.
Exactly. And no one hears them.
And no one hears them because their species are rare. So it's sad.
Exactly. That title is connected to our topic for today, which is...
It's about mental and emotional support.
Correct.
Okay. So if you can see, the Whalien, the 52 hertz whale finds it hard to get support unless it's from the similar species. Okay. Lucky for us, though, especially for us humans, because we're born to interact in different kinds of ways. We have access to support. Even now, during this pandemic, we know it's kind of difficult because you can't really meet your friends that much. Usually when we need mental or emotional support, normally we go to coffee shops and then talk about it.
Exactly.
Hang out. But now we're just stuck with the laptops or the phones, Messenger, Zoom, or whatever you use. But there's still effective means to actually get yourself somebody to be with during those dark areas of your life. But in your perspective, Jayu, okay, can you define support? But I want it to come from your idea.
Okay. For me, what I can call support is when someone is present in my life during those difficult times. During the darkest times of my life, there are only some friends who are present.
Yes.
Yeah, not everyone can.
Exactly.
So they are what I can call support. And that's what everyone needs. A friend, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, that's my definition of the word support. What about you, Bora?
In my case, if I'm going to define support, it would be like similar to yours, like simply being available. Anyone who's available, because sometimes the person you least expect to be there for you is the one that supports you. Actually, that surprises me at times. Like, I rarely, like, for our case, we rarely hang out back at work. That was just one time.
Yeah, like we just greet each other when we see each other. out there.
We have the same set of friends, but we don't really like have deep talks like we do nowadays.
We don't really ask each other like, oh, do you want to hang out? Like that.
Yeah, we don't. That was just one time that we
Yeah.
did that. It was just one time.
An unexpected time.
Yeah. And that unexpected time just celebrated its anniversary last month.
Yeah, exactly.
And exactly on that same day, we had a deep talk too.
And
I
it's
think,
weird.
and that day, I guess it's the time when we both break down. So it's, but that it means we have like a day
Yeah.
that we remember each other by.
A special day, of
Yeah.
course.
And the least person, I never imagined that I would open up to you
Mm-hmm.
and that you would support me
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. So support can be anyone, even the people that you least expect to be there for you.
Exactly.
As support is just being available. You don't really have to respond immediately, but just the fact that you're willing to listen, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. That's enough.
That's support.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need physical stuff. Just a hug sometimes, is a support.
Or just, sit beside the person. That's enough.
Yeah.
Or just a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Actually, that's very comforting.
Yes. Actually, it is. But like physical, that's what we miss the most during this
Physical.
pandemic. Physical touch. One time I was craving so much for a hug because I'm a hugger. I'm like, I want a hug. I want to feel how a hug feels like again. When was the last time
You hugged someone?
I only hugged my pillow?
I cannot remember mine.
Oh, see?
Because I'm not a hugger though. The last time someone hugged me was March last year. So it's more than a year ago.
Yeah, that was before the before the lockdown.
That was during lockdown.
Oh, lucky for you then.
But that was because my student was saying goodbye.
Aw.
So it was so painful.
Well, that took everything.
Yeah.
Aw.
But that was a special hug, of course.
Of course, even though it was a sad thing, it's like a comforting hug that says, you're a part of my life. Thank you. Which you would rarely get from students, because in our line of work before, which is her line of work now,
Still.
still, different nationalities approach physical touch differently. Like a lot of nationalities don't really like physical touch. So if a student actually allows you to hug him or her, it means you've done something really good
Yes.
or you've been really close.
Like the connection is very different.
Yes. Especially with I think with Japanese, because they don't really like hugging much.
Yeah, it's not common.
So those are the things that we miss the most during the kinds of support that we miss during this pandemic. Like we don't get the physical touch at all. But they have what you call the virtual hug.
I just send it on Skype.
I felt so sad with virtual hug. Dang.
There are so many
But
virtual stuff.
Yeah, it still does. Nothing beats like
The real one.
face-to-face stuff. Like simply just like a pat on the back.
Even though you don't say anything, just pat them on the back. It's like a signal that you're saying it's gonna be okay. You can do this.
I remembered something. Like also when you let another person like put his or her head on your shoulders because maybe they cannot control it anymore, so they just want to rest their head. The fact that you let them do that means you're already giving them support because you're giving them rest.
Yeah.
Right? So that's already support. Just be there.
And also, when someone is crying, I don't know, I like doing this. When someone is crying and then they feel shy to show their faces,
Yeah.
what I do is like I grab, how can I explain it? I grab their head and then I put it on my shoulder
Yeah.
and then hug them while patting
Yes.
them on the back. Like it's like I cover their faces on my shoulder.
Because they're already like down and then they're going to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
So
They don't want to be seen. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I usually do.
So in a nutshell, just be there. That's support.
Mm.
Be there with clean intentions, of course.
Of course. How can
Okay,
you think of those things while the other one is suffering, right?
Yeah, it's like with clean intentions, please. Okay, but who do you consider your mental and emotional support?
I think it's very common. Like, this answer is very common, but of course, my friends. But I couldn't say all of my friends because, yes, my friends have categories. Like what I told you. I have friends who I go out with to drink, have party like that. And I have friends who I just talk about smart stuff, like sometimes about math, science, like that.
Why do you have friends like that?
I don't know. Sometimes they challenge me in solving a math problem.
Well, we all have our, types of.
Friends, yes.
Yeah, I cannot judge you that. Yeah.
And then, of course, I have friends whom I talk with, like, I talk about crazy stuff with.
Yeah.
Yes. And another group or family problems or heartaches, like that. So they have different categories.
Which is good because you cannot really disclose everything to everyone because just like what I saw on social media. Social media sometimes gives you good stuff.
Yeah.
Not everyone is interested, or not everyone asking how you are legit wants to know how you're feeling. Some of them are just curious. So, and also, of course, there are different friends, just like you said, different friends, different categories.
Of course.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that they are not your friends. You don't consider them your friends anymore.
Yeah.
It's just
They're
they're different.
They're for a different purpose, perhaps. But there are some friends who are a mix of both.
And they're very rare.
Just like the Whalien, they rare.
It's difficult to find someone whom you can talk with about, serious stuff, crazy stuff,
exactly,
heartaches, fangirl things like that.
Yeah. And I think all of us are Whaliens. We're all 52 hertz whales in our own, as ourselves. Because not all the time when we cry for help, somebody respond.
Exactly.
Only those, I'm not saying like we're the same species or we're like both I don't know how to take it in another way, or somebody that understands you, right? Not everyone. Somebody who understands that you need help would respond. Because just like what we said about the 52 hertz whale a while ago, that whale will cry for help as loud as it can, but other whales wouldn't be able to hear. Same goes with people. Like, no matter how much cry for help you do on social media, only those who can actually relate or somebody who understands you can respond to your cry for help.
Definitely, yes. That's
true.
We're
all 52 hertz whales in our own ways. Wow, that sounds so smart.
That's so deep, right?
Yeah. Why did we go that deep? My gosh.
But actually, when I discovered about 52 hertz whale, I cried a lot.
Because it's really
sad.
It is.
I didn't expect that.
You've never cried over a whale before, but you will feel bad because how can a harmless species or a harmless animal,
it's an animal, yes,
be that lonely? See, I'm not even sure. When you told me about that before, I was thinking about that whale. I was like, how can that whale survive?
I'm not sure how many 52 hertz whale there are,
but I think that can be also a blessing in disguise for them, because that cry for help would only be for specific whales,
special whales.
Yeah, that would know what that whale is going through and would get that whale out of that situation.
Exactly.
Because others would be just like, maybe if, let's say, they heard the whale, they would be like,
okay, like that.
So
what's happening to you, like that?
Yeah. So it's a blessing in disguise, but then again, it's also very sad. And which shows we're all 52 hertz whales in our own way.
Yes.
In my case, I also consider my family as my support, because you can talk about mainly anything. No, not anything. Like, I cannot talk about boy stuff with my dad. Like, no.
Who's that?
It's like being an only girl. I think no. But my mom would listen.
Uh-uh.
to that. But the first time I told my dad about like a guy that I like, I think he just can't really react that much because I was crying.
Mm-mm.
But I can see his face in my head. So, but my family, I have brothers, so they also like give me the kind of support that I need. Sometimes it's harsh love, but it's still love. And I got friends, small circle, but enough. I only need like this small circle to know what I'm going through. Like I may be very vocal sometimes on social media about how I feel, but that's just my outlet. But the most important thing is I know that my friends are available for me too, even though they're busy. They make time.
Yes.
But how can somebody be of support to you?
Like what I said earlier, someone who will pat your back, or someone who will ask me to go out.
Oh yeah,
Go out, eat something, drink coffee, like what you said, go to a karaoke to release the stress.
Oh, pre-pandemic stuff. Oh,
Yeah. Especially
it's really comforting.
there are so many restaurants and karaoke near our dormitory before.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah.
You can just walk.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very easy access.
It's like if you want to go stress eating, like go ahead. Actually, the walk going to those places is already like a therapy. Because like you can talk to your friend, and then after that you go stress eating, you go crazy in the karaoke, you do what you want.
Exactly. It's very comforting and relaxing.
That's really true.
Mm.
Pre-pandemic stuff.
I miss it. Actually, I miss it so much.
Yeah, actually, it's the kind of comfort that's costly, but it really helps.
Yeah,
I remember how much money we would spend just to go out.
that's
You take
true.
transportation, food, karaoke, and then like, oh, let's go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Girl, you have money still?
How come?
And we walk home after this. Like we would literally walk home.
And then for
I
the
mean,
whole week,
Yeah.
not gonna
No
go
going
anywhere.
out.
Yeah.
Going anywhere? No, we staying at home. We don't have money. But actually, usually when we walk after a hangout, it's not because we don't have money. It's just because we don't want to take transportation. We just want to walk. It's like just playing around with your friends. Like you cannot really exchange that with anything that social media gives.
Like it's more
be
time for you to laugh.
Yeah. But how else can somebody be of support to you?
Maybe just by listening to me without judging me.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, if they hear my problem, they'll be like, "Oh, are you stupid? Why are you crying over that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't really want to judge you, but because it's really stupid sometimes.
That's why you're frustrated, because you already know it's stupid and you're still crying.
Exactly. And you feel like, I don't know why I'm crying, but can you help me understand why?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no use if you just tell them, you're stupid. Your problem is stupid. It's not that helpful. I think it's better if they just don't say anything, and then, just their presence is fine.
Actually, that's true. Because you cannot really support someone if you're judging someone, right? Well, you cannot be a support to someone if you just judge that person. That's
Yeah.
not support.
And that's unhealthy.
That's insulting.
You're just gonna hurt them more.
Make things worse.
They will
Right?
feel bad.
They're gonna feel invalidated. So don't do that, guys. That's not support. That's making things worse for another person. I mean, it's okay to be brutally honest, but you have to maybe put that in.
Maybe
or
in the
consider
end.
situation.
So first, it's better to listen.
Yeah, it's better to listen to that and to or just simply be there. That's enough. Unless the person asks you like, how about you if you were in my shoes, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that means you have the right to tell them what they have to do, like that.
Or time your advice. That's the best thing.
Yeah, know your right timing. That's it.
Exactly. That's actually true.
Yeah. But Bora, how about you? How can someone be a support to you?
To me, just a simple reply will do. Like if I message someone and they say like, oh, I'm kind of busy right now, but you can message me. Just tell me what you want to say and then I'll get back to you. There. That I feel that person's presence already.
Like even though they're busy, they still tried.
Yeah. Yes. And just like what you said, because we tend to be like, a lot of people have different ways to cope. So sometimes even the smallest things can trigger them. So similar with you, just like listening there without judging. That's basically it. Because I'm kind of childish at times. So well, not at times. Most
Most of the time.
So I think like I get triggered by like small things. But I'm happy to say that a lot of my support systems don't really judge me for it. They actually they really give me advice, because every time I tell them like, oh, what I'm gonna tell you is kind of petty, and then I'm gonna tell them, and then they'll be like, oh, it's not petty, it's not really petty, and then they're just gonna give me advice and stuff. That is support. And those who, just like what you said, those who bring me out, or who you take me out to just unwind.
Like, they don't want you to discuss what you're going through. They will help you forget about it. Yeah. Like, they're not gonna force you, okay, tell me, come on, tell me now.
Yes.
Of course, there are problems that you're not ready to talk about yet, or like, you don't feel like talking about it. So it depends.
It's like you don't want to talk, and then you tell that person, can we go out? Okay. But that person already knows that you're going through something, but they're just gonna, okay, just be available.
And they're not gonna ask. You know that feeling?
Unless you tell them. Which is actually good, because it also respects you as a person. So, which makes things better.
Yes.
That's actually true. Those are the things that I miss, really, pre-pandemic. But what kinds of support do you deem effective, aside from presence? What kinds of support do you deem effective?
I think the most is it the most effective for me?
Yeah.
The most effective for me is going out to eat, because I love
Food
eating.
is life.
Of course. So going out to eat, and going to a karaoke and staying there until 4 a.m.
You stayed at the karaoke until 4 a.m.?
Yes, we do.
Did you clean the karaoke and close it down too?
Almost. Yeah, we almost did that. We were like, oh, we're so sorry. We didn't notice the time. But actually, we noticed the time.
Yeah. But I guess the karaoke's still open then.
Yeah, I think the karaoke is until 5 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah, so we stayed there only until 4 a.m. so that they won't judge us.
Yeah. You're gonna open and close the whole thing?
Exactly. Like, we arrived there around 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. and then we stayed there until 4 a.m. Nice.
Well, I would, if I had the energy, I would also do the same, because the karaoke rental wasn't that expensive.
Yeah. It's very cheap.
You can just stay there until closing. It's fine.
And actually, they already know us.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
go there every week. Not
already
once or
know
twice
us.
a week.
Exactly.
It's more than once.
Even on weekdays, right?
Yeah. It seems like we were like stockholders.
Yeah.
And we take different people.
Yeah. And they're gonna be like, okay, here's your, it's the same room as last time.
Yeah, they know what to give you.
Yeah. So it's good, really good.
It's really good, right? Karaoke has this kind of like therapy, because you can just like go crazy.
Yes, especially
And
if you
you're
love
just in a
singing.
Yeah. And you're just in a room with people that you know, and no one's gonna judge you for singing bad.
But have you tried going to karaoke just to release your stress alone?
Never had the guts to do that.
But I wanted to try that sometimes.
I think in some countries that's normal. Just go to the karaoke by yourself. They have solo karaoke.
Yeah. I've seen that. That's why I wanted to try it.
But I think I've done that before though. The one, the one in arcades?
Like the booth, the small booth.
Yeah.
I always enter that with my friends.
I think, as far as I can remember, but in my memory, I think I haven't. But it could be a good stress reliever,
Yeah, I think. Because you can just
maybe I didn't try that because it's kind of, I can't really like dance with somebody.
Okay.
So I'm the kind of person in the karaoke, like I want to go crazy. It's like if I'm gonna hit you on the shoulders, it's like, yeah.
That's why I sit far from you.
Well, don't worry. When this pandemic is over, I'm gonna sit next to you.
No, thank you.
No, I'm a good friend. I let you experience many things.
And then you're gonna see, when you hit someone, your hands will leave the red mark on someone's arm.
Yeah. If somebody did that to me, I saw like 4 fingers.
Yeah, it's so painful.
And I think, I'm not sure if you had this in like when you were kids.
Mm-mm.
Like for you guys, I think you know this one, the challenge. Like you have two fingers,
Mm.
and then you're gonna hit it on someone's wrist.
Yeah, it's so painful.
I don't know who got that idea, but whoever built that idea, please just,
Please stop it.
I don't know, what's stop.
But I think I learned that when I was in high school, and I practiced
Yeah.
so hard.
I practiced with different classmates.
No, I practiced on myself.
Yourself. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Because I wanted to do it harder for other people.
Really, you're violent?
No. I mean, because they've done it to me, and it was so painful. And then if I do it, it's like it's nothing.
So you practiced.
Yeah, to take revenge.
Girl, chill.
High
Why?
school stuff.
Yeah, that's actually true. But have you ever experienced this one, like you told somebody, or that somebody felt that you were not okay, and then this person just brings in maybe just like milk tea or like food, no words included.
So they just prepared food for you.
Yeah. I saw, because last night, I don't know what went to me. I just scanned through my Instagram story archives, and then I saw this picture of milk tea. And in that, I think that milk tea was the time when I was not really feeling well, and that was still in our dormitory. I wasn't feeling really, not really sick, but I'm not in the mood at all. And one of our friends came back with milk tea and gave it to me.
I think that happened to me many times. Yeah, because it's it's a part of our routine. We like staying until 12:30 a.m. like that, or 1 a.m. Even though there's work the next day.
Yeah.
And then what he usually does is he's gonna order McDonald's or milk tea or anything to eat, or just gonna make coffee.
Yeah.
And then talk. I mean, not talk about a problem, but talk about other things.
Random stuff.
Yeah.
That's actually good. Dang, I miss those things. I think we're talking about the same person, aren't we?
I think so.
Okay. But that's actually really sweet. Like he didn't have to say anything. He was just like, "Oh, I know this is gonna make her feel better, so I'm gonna give her this."
Yes.
It's actually very sweet, that's why I'm really blessed to have my friends who are like that. They can be really crazy at times, or sometimes friends who get misunderstandings, but we stick with each other no matter what.
And he's actually one of the friends that I was telling you that I don't share my problems with. But we go out to forget about everything.
Yeah.
We don't
I know,
need-
because he also gave me a disclaimer before, like, if you tell me, I'm a good secret keeper, because after you tell me, I forget. That's what he told me. He was like, okay, just tell me what you want. I'm gonna forget it anyway. It's like, oh, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
So, if he's listening to this podcast, you just made cameo.
Yeah. It's you.
We're not gonna mention your name, but
It's you.
yes, because you're the only common guy friend that we have.
Exactly. And the thing that we mentioned, it's you.
Yes. And for our listeners right there, it's him.
You don't know him, right? Okay, that's good.
But I hope you guys related to this somehow, because we're just basing this thing out of experience. So we want to know your inputs. You can go to Facebook or on our social media platforms and leave a comment. SoundCloud also has a comment section. Just leave it over there.
Exactly.
Leave your answers. We're open to all of that.
Yeah. Also YouTube. On YouTube, you can leave your comments there.
That's actually the end of everything, right? Or you have something to say?
Nothing.
Y'all peace out.
Yeah.
Okay? Peace out. God bless everybody.
Thank you.
Psalms chapter 46, verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.